Yo, what's on all faithfuls? And we're live on all major platforms, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. All right. And of course, I'm in my car, like I always am. I just got done work. So I'm doing this intro real quick for you guys. Now I know Mav and Ron are not here right now, but I'll plug you guys real quick. Hold on. If you want to go see Mav on his show, The Convo with Mav and Cato, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday nights. All right. And of course, for Ron, you go ahead That Night of Life, hashtag at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific Thursdays. All right. So of course, got Mikey Mike. What's on Mikey Mike? And of course, TJ. And I know Drew is probably, hope he'll be on it too, Drew. So what's going on, Faye? What's going on, fellas?
Going on?
Not much. Just driving like always.
What's going on?
Pain in the butt. What's on, TJ?
Oh, not too much, man.
A lot to talk about. Of course, I know the main part of it is just to interact and push overact with the friggin' draft we had just had. So my point being, me, I know. Me and Mike was sending on the chat earlier about the grades. That's really about analysis. All they're doing their job, of course. But I only gave it an A+ on the Shen Club NFL because we didn't get rid of Debo. Thank God. He wasn't traded for top 10. Thank God on that. So basically, I was happy about that. So Nick Cork from Shen Club NFL said, "You're not getting away with that easy, Rye. So just take out Debo and give it a grade." Me, I like the pieces what we picked up. I like exactly what we've got. Here's why I gave it an A. So what about you guys?
I gave it a B. We filled some holes, we created some depth, but I still think we're missing some pieces. But we did pick up some solid guys. We put ourselves in a position where there's going to be lots of competition in training camp, that's for sure. Because not all these guys are going to make the team. It's mathematically impossible.
Yeah. My grade is similar. I hover between a B and a B-. I like what we got. I think the question with the draft is always where they're picked. And I think that's kind of where I'm at. I think we may have grabbed some of these guys a little too early, but as with everything in the draft, who's to say these mock drafts are just analysts' opinion, just like the grades are. So we really don't know. I'm going to leave it up to the experts that break down the film, that actually know what they're looking for scheme-wise and the kind of traits that they're looking for. But just as an observer, I fall in the B-. If you were to include the undrafted free agents, that probably gets bumped up a little bit to B+ range. I really like some of the undrafted free agents we brought in.
I got a question for both of you. I really don't know because I haven't been on Twitter most all day. But how many undrafted free agents did we pick up?
14?
14?
Yeah, it's an insane number.
I'm a Christian. I know 7 minutes yet, but holy.
We were very busy the past couple days.
Wow, 14.
And it was like minutes after the draft finished that it was just like, yep, we're ringing this guy in and this guy in. It just must have been like, wow, we had these guys on our board. Can't believe no one picked them up.
Yeah.
Get them in here. Drew?
What up, guys?
Hey, Drew.
What's going on? Mikey, what's going on, Mikey?
I hope you're not drunk, Drew.
What was that?
I said, I hope you're not drunk.
Nah, I wish.
Are you eating dinner?
Huh?
Are you eating dinner?
Always. I'm always trying to eat something.
Hey, man's got to eat. That's all I got to say. Yeah, I'm still waiting for Ron and Mav, but I sent out for at least 5 on both sides.
Huh?
The invites to everybody.
Yeah.
The first one I gave out tonight around 9 o'clock. The first one I gave out. So.
Yes, good workout.
So these guys went over the grade of the draft picks and everything. Of course, I gave him an A plus, but then I took out Debo and I gave it an A, solid A. And Mikey said I think it was B plus. Was it there, Mikey?
B. I give it a B.
Listen, I gave it a B. I think we did better in the undrafted than the draft. I only give it a B because, like I said in our text messages, and I'm gonna say it again, we're only going to use them first 4. I believe maybe we might use. I think we'll use more of the undrafteds than what we actually drafted after about 4th or 5th round. And it's crazy because your draft pick is what you use your money on. That's the ones they're going to try to pay and get the money under. And I'm like, y'all did it backwards. Like, way backwards. The picks we got in an undrafted free agency, like, them was solid picks. O'Neal, solid pick. Poe, solid pick. I'm like, I don't understand why we didn't do this in the draft.
The undrafted is where we filled the holes that we thought we were going to fill in the draft.
Exactly. And then the worst part is, I'm sitting here watching, right? And I said, one of the undrafted free agencies, the biggest steal was the Chiefs today. So everybody just forgot about Justin Ross today.
Yeah,
I'm like, how did that happen?
Yep, I saw that.
How did that happen? Everybody forgot about Justin Ross. How did that happen? I'm like, man.
While we're on the subject of undrafted free agents, I think at least 3 of these guys make the team. If I'm looking at it, West for sure,
O'Neal,
the center, O'Neal, and he's going to push for He's going to push for playing time too, I think. And then Poe. Poe's a stud. I think he might be practice squad out the gate because he's pretty raw. But I mean there's something special in that guy. I like him a lot.
Did you see that video I posted up on the Twitter? Like, dude's big tight end. I seen that and I was in shock. Like, yo, he got quick feet. When you see a lineman who moves like that.
And I think that's what you're going to see if he plays this year. I think you're going to see him coming out of the backfield playing some fullback.
They're going to hit some.
They're going to find. They're going to find.
Hey, he better find another name like Debo did. Debo made wide back. He gonna make a tight line. I don't know. We're gonna make something out of it. I don't know because they're gonna use him in multiple positions. We already know Shanahan likes that. If he can find players that he can use in multiple positions, like we've been saying, I think they really been trying to find a player that they can even use on offense and defense. And it's crazy because a lot of people's like, oh, y'all just trying to use positions and all this. You watch Taysom Hill. Well, it's not crazy at all because they do this in college. Charles Woodson was a Heisman winner playing cornerback and wide receiver. I can't remember. It's another guy.
Remember Chris Gamble?
Yeah, there you go. Chris Gamble, wide receiver, cornerback. It's not crazy at all. It's just never been done in the NFL. I don't think if it wasn't able to be done, but it's just never been done. Nobody's really, they get to the NFL, they're like, I only want to play one position. You get Tebow, who's like, I'm only a quarterback. Okay, it took you forever to be a tight end, and you waited too late, and they dogged you and exposed you. When Patriots tried to tell you when they was on the team, hey, let us convert you to a tight end when you had the coach of Rob Gronkowski to help you. No, I'm a quarterback. Okay. We seen how that worked out. I'm a quarterback. I mean, it's going to be different to watch Poe. It's going to be actually fun, I think, to watch him, to see how they work with him.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited for him. I'm excited for O'Neal. I watched video finally of this guy, Gray, because I didn't know. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know who he was when we drafted him. I seen all you guys talking about it, and a lot of other 49ers fans was hype. I said, I don't even know who this guy is.
He's a burner. He definitely brings a new dynamic to that offense, I think.
I seen that, but I did see one thing that I didn't like about him. And this burner comes open field. Him coming off that line, I seen him get stubbed by a lot of people during a couple games they were showing. And he gets stopped at that line. I said, bro, you got to shake that. You're going to make it in this, so you got to shake that. You can be fast all you want. If you keep getting stood up at the line, you're going to mess up plays.
Yeah.
You're going to have to shake that. I know they're going to work with him and teach him. You got mini camp and all of that. You look at Ambry Thomas, who got all the way to the end of the season and became a solid cornerback, so it takes some development. They'll get him. But his open field speed is ridiculous. I seen this dude have a man that was like right behind him, and he burnt out like 10 yards on him with like 2 seconds and was gone. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a problem.
Yeah, I think if everything goes according to plan, training camp, mini camp, all that, he'll be firmly entrenched as the 4th wide receiver on the squad, I think. And I think he'll get plenty of playing time too, because just that dynamic he brings. There's nobody like him on the roster right now that has that speed, and that's really going to open it up.
I seen that, and I'm like, man, his open field speed is ridiculous. Like, it was just crap. I'm like, okay, he gone. As soon as I seen it. But then I also looked at the guy from LSU. I didn't know who he was. I had to talk to the LSU fan, also the Eagles fan. Boo, Q, boo. And he told me, like, listen, he said, y'all got a killer on that one. That was a sneak pick. I'm like, I don't know who he is. He said, trust me, watch when the season starts. You're going to like him. I looked up highlights. I said, oh, okay. I like this guy. Got a little stout. He's kind of short and stouty. Got a little, power to him. I seen him truck a couple guys, and he get to the open field, and he can run. He can get out. I'm like, man, this dude look like a little Ray Rice back when the Ravens had him before he was beating on people, and he was beating people on the field. I was like, listen, he might do something. So,
and I hear his weight's down, that he dropped like 20 pounds for the draft, for all the workouts and stuff.
Not bad.
So that may not be bad.
And then this dude, Drake, we got Drake Jackson. We talked about this before, fellas. USC players into the NFL doesn't really turn out too good. I don't know what it is, but what is it? Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush got his Super Bowl at the Saints, but that's about it. The wide receiver we was talking about that played for the Jaguars, they don't really turn out too good in the NFL, so we'll see how he does. I think
Mikey, what you think about it?
Go ahead, Mikey. Let's hear it.
I think Drake's gonna be a stud. I'm just hearing a lot of comparisons to Bo Jackson. They're not him, the running back. Sorry, but no, I heard an interview with him. He's got the mentality. He's already reached out to Bosa. He wants to have be that great compliment to him. So I think he's going to be good. The first 3 we got, I was disappointed by where we got them all, but I think they're all going to be contributors to this team. So we'll see. I mean, we can grade and analyze all we want. It's all going to come down to the season, how these guys play. We could be talking about this draft 3 years from now, and we could have 5-6 guys on there that are studs. So we'll see. Oh
yeah, I mean, it could be the Kittle conversation, like, oh man, this guy was a steal. How in the heck did we get him in the 3rd? Or very easily. So no, I agree. And
I'll be right back, fellas. Hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry, TJ. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to let you know I'll be right back, all right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right back. They're back.
Yeah, no, I'm sure your guys' reaction to the draft was pretty similar to mine. It was just a lot of, every time they made a pick, you get excited, you look who's on the board, and then every time they made a pick is like, huh, okay.
Well, it's always status quo. It's what we always do. We always get our edge. We always get a running back. We're always going to get a receiver.
Yeah. And I had my eyes on
I did call that.
interior
I
linemen.
told y'all we was getting a receiver.
I called the edge too.
Yeah, I thought we'd get a receiver, but I thought it'd be further down.
Nope. I told you. I said one early, one late. We got one in the draft, one in undrafted free agency.
We got a couple in undrafted.
I seen it coming. I was like, I know we got a lot of wide receivers. We're going to get some more wide receivers. We do it all the time. I don't know why. They like doing this process of elimination. Let's get about 13, 14 guys. Then we're going to cut them down to about 6 to 7. 2 of them going to be special teams. The other ones, we'll rotate. We'll rotate through. I promise they've done this for the last couple of years. I mean, since the time we had Ginn for a little bit. Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And when we got him, everybody was kind of confused. Like at that time, we got him when he was in his hurry up and retire days. And everybody's like, why? I'm like, because this is what we've been doing. We started that rotation then, and all of a sudden afterwards, it kept doing it. We need a couple wide receivers to rotate through. Like we were trying to get, it seems like even still, they're trying to find the passing identity for our team. We've been trying to find the right receivers, the right quarterback, and it's either one or the other. We got good wide receivers, Jimmy Garoppolo. We got a good quarterback, wide receivers who are not really doing too good. I mean, it's a process, and we'll get there. I really don't feel like, as a big fan as I am, when Kaepernick was there, him and Crabtree together was like the biggest combination. He had him and Crabtree and him and Vernon Davis. After that, it's like people started getting it because they're like, he's throwing to these 2 guys over and over. We needed more weapons. Same thing now. We're trying to find more weapons if we're not getting Debo back, and I think that's what they was trying to prepare for. They're looking at it as, if we don't get him back, and we have this guy who's now we're thinking, hey, we got a thrower. We got a guy who's going to get this ball down the field, but our main target is not even sure he wants to even be here still. And we're trying to find this pass identity so we're not just a one option type of team. We don't want to just, let's be runners. We know we got good runners. We know we got Elijah. We know we got Mike, don't say nothing. We got Trey Sermon. And I'm trying to tell you, the dude is going to surprise y'all. Everybody, Mike and Matt be like, yeah, I don't like him. I don't see it. Dude's training hard. I'm watching his videos, and you look at his highlights from when he was with the Suck guys. I never call them their name, but the Suck guys, he did all right. So I think with the training and how we deal with Raheem, something can come out of him. And then we picked up this guy from LSU. I mean, we're always going to have a running game. Running game has been solid for a nice little minute. Whether we had Cheetah Breida, we had Raheem, we had Tevin Coleman. I mean, running game's been solid. We're just trying to find a good pass. We got the quarterback with the arm, and let's get him receivers. We just got to find it. So until then, we'll continue drafting 18 wide receivers until we figure that out. Mike.
My turn? What are we talking about?
Mike is in a daze.
I was. Sorry. I'm tired.
Mike, you tired? What time is it over there?
It is 7:30.
7:30. You tired at 7:30? That's the elderly time. They're like, I'm going to bed. It's 7 o'clock.
I'm glad
Take
I'm not the
my
only one who
vitamins.
feels that way.
Take my vitamins and I'm going to bed.
It's kind of cool today. All I was thinking is Man, when this podcast is over, I'm gonna go to bed early, snuggle up under some blankets.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen, I want to work. I came back home and We've been locked out of our gym. I live in an apartment complex. We've been locked out of our gym for a while because we got hit with a tornado last year. They had to fix the gym up and everything, and then they just locked it out. And that's the gym I use. So I finally got it open and we got a key. So I went back today. Man, my body is hurting. I was like, man, as soon as I get done with this podcast, I'm eating. I'm like, I hope I don't fall asleep during this podcast. Be sitting there talking. Oh, yeah, I heard y'all. What we talking about? I'm like, man, my body was not ready for that. But man, I had to get some of this stuff off, especially about Hopkins.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, a lot of steroids and a beaver tranquilizer too.
What?
Yeah, they released what he was on, and I can't remember. I think it was.
This dude been in the league for how long now?
Hold on.
Over 11 years, right?
Yeah.
No, not that long. Has it?
No, yeah, not 11. No way.
About at least 8 Texans, and then 2 years with the Cardinals. Or this is his second year at the Cardinals, but he been in the Texans like 4 or 5 years. He been signed through 2 contracts with the Texans, and then turned to the Cardinals. So you've been in the league about 8 years. What are you doing? You come on, man. You know better.
Yep. Hey,
It's catching up to him. It's like, you know what? I ain't got it no more, man. Let me go ahead and just DeAndre, what you over there doing? I'm trying to flex my muscle.
It could be bad news for Murray because that's his boy. When he doesn't have him,
Oh, what's up, Ron?
What up, fellas?
But didn't they draft the wide receiver?
No, they traded for.
they got Marquise
Hollywood.
Brown.
There you go. So he got another okay target. It's not DeAndre, but
Yeah.
hey, and then they lost their star backup, Christian Kirk. You know, Jaguars gave him all that money. This is horrible. Carter, and then he got a 6-game suspension. This dude gonna get a 6-game suspension with Deshaun Watson. And let's compare what happens. We got sexually touching and drug use. PED. We getting the same suspension? But the dude who was gambling on his team is gone for the season? We need to talk about this, NFL. We need to talk about this.
There's a lot of things that they need to address that they're not addressing. I love how they already ruled about the Browns throwing games, saying they can find no evidence, and we're still sitting here waiting on Watson.
NFL, we need to have a sit-down talk. Roger Goodell, we need to have a meeting. We need to have a meeting right now. You out here trying to shake hands at the draft. I'm trying to pull you to the side. Hey, can I talk to you for a minute, sir?
Hold up, are we live?
Yeah.
Yep.
We've been live.
Where the fuck is Ryan at?
He was driving and then he disappeared. He kicked off the show and then
He said, I'll be back, fellas, and banged out.
trying to see here how many PEDs they were found in his system. Can't find it. But yeah, beaver tranquilizer is part of it.
Listen, you've been in the league too long to know better. You've been through this, and you should know. My thing is, how did you get caught this time? Because that means you've been doing it. That means you've been doing it. How'd you get caught this time? Who snitched on you? I guarantee it's Kyler. Kyler been trying to get off that team. I guarantee it's Kyler. Kyler's like, you know what? I'm going to be that guy today. Hey, coach, can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah, check DeAndre's bags.
So Kyler's acting like that. What's that rapper's name? X whatever that snitched on everyone.
6ix9ine. Yeah, yo, that's 6ix9ine. Hey, DeAndre threatened me in the locker room. I think you should check his bag. He's overly angry. I think he's raging, coach.
Look at the acne on his back. His head's starting to look like Barry Bonds.
Oh, man.
His hat size went up 3 sizes this year.
The downward spiral of the Cardinals continues.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, hopefully Arizona's on the schedule at least once within the first 6 weeks.
Like Mike said, their draft got an F. Your trade I think their trade was only a C+. You got your star player just missing 6 games. Your quarterback don't know if he want to be on the team or not. Every day is something different. I'm wiping my page.
Lost Edmonds.
He said, I'm wiping my page. Nope, bring it back. Nope, I'm wiping my page. Nope, bring it back. I'm a Cardinal today.
Oh, speaking of that, how about Jalen Reagor wiping his page?
Oh, yeah.
Like nothing like a first round bust.
Eagles.
I'm sure the Eagles would gladly cut him. You really think anyone's going to give anything up for Reagor?
No. He ain't show nothing. Now the USFL might be like, hey, we see he has potential.
Yeah, no, that I kind of laughed when I saw the Reagor was scrubbing his page.
He got mad because they got another wide receiver. He knew it.
It's like they wouldn't have to trade for AJ Brown if you actually showed up the past 2 years.
Hey, that man hit a Marsha. Yeah, it's like, yo, everybody's like, yay, we got AJ Brown. He's back there like, he better not put his locker beside mine.
You know what, though? How good of a move was that on Philly's part, too?
Listen,
because
I had to be honest with you. I said, me and him talk. I said, look, man, you know, we've been talking stuff back and forth. He was like, yeah, because y'all suck. Whatever, shut up. I give you credit, though. Y'all pulled the sneakiest draft moves out here. Y'all got the Kobe Dean, and y'all did the trade for the AJ Brown. That gave y'all the A+. Y'all keep looking at all these drafts. That gave y'all the A+. Let alone you got the big dude from the defensive tackle, Jordan Davis. I said, good move. He said, yeah, we're going to do this. We do this. I said, no. I still stick to my word. This is just spots that y'all needed. This is just spots that y'all needed. It's not upgrading anything. It's just filling that hole because you don't have nobody at these positions. Y'all sucked at them positions. But good job. It's not going to change your team. It's not going to – your draft didn't call a Super Bowl. Your draft didn't call a – hey, we in there now. We in there. We got AJ Brown. You still got the same quarterback.
Yeah, you still got Jalen Hurts. You're not going to
run, but his throw on the run ain't too great. He took like a lot of sacks last year. I think Mike pulled the stats up when we was talking about it. His stats wasn't impressive. Like, oh my gosh, now you got a great wide receiver that's going to help. Oh my gosh, this is going to be good. No. But y'all will be the best team in your division.
You know, I'm not
hard to do, but they will.
I'm not gonna lie. I really like what both Philly and Miami has done this year in the offseason. Is they're taking all the excuses away from these young quarterbacks. They're saying, we've given you everything. You know, so go out there and prove it. There's no excuse to, you either got it or you don't.
I'm gonna tell you, the only thing I fear with Philly is the simple fact of their receiver game. If their quarterback can actually become a quarterback, they got Quez Watkins, who's a speedy man, and then they just got AJ Brown, who got a little speed and power on his hands. That would be a nice duo, but you got to learn how to use these dudes, and that's not the quarterback.
And then who's
I mean, maybe it is, and give him about a year or two, or after whatever, 4 or 5, and then he might do it. But you have to. He got to get on point and stop trying to be Mike Vick. You're not Mike Vick. You're not Lamar Jackson. You're not even that. So stop trying to be this player for Philly. I'm bringing it back like Vick. No, you're not. Don't say that.
Who's the Bama wide receiver they got last year?
The who?
The Alabama wide receiver they got last year.
You're right. And they got Devontae Smith.
Yeah, there you go.
They got a good receiver core. You're right. And they got Miles Sanders.
And they got my guy at center too in the draft from Nebraska.
Well, don't they still got Jason Kelsey, right?
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? They got the pieces. I don't doubt them, but it's using your pieces.
Yeah, no, they got a really nice team.
Because
it all comes down on that QB.
Listen, even be honest, they had pieces last year. Because we added 2 people from the draft that we're talking about, and they still had it. It's just they didn't get the record they should have had. Like, your whole division sucked. Your whole division was trash. Cowboys was trash. Like, you went into the division, how you going to the playoff? Yeah, how you make it to the playoff? Because we had 9-7. We was 8, and I'm like, man, how you going to the playoffs when you almost got more losses than wins? Seriously?
That's probably a more talented roster than Dallas, I'd say, top to bottom.
Oh, yeah, they're going to smash Dallas. I'm sorry. Dallas did not do what I thought they was needed to do in the draft. Like, I get it. Y'all are so desperate since when Bobby Wagner was a free agent to find somebody to put back there with Micah Parsons because y'all watching the dude Vanderish just drop after he had his one successful good year. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, this dude is not it. And now you're trying to find somebody to put back there. And they found, I was watching the draft, and the guy who was hosting the draft, I can't remember his name, was upset with they picked. And they showed it and they replayed it. He just got quiet. And they asked him, what's going on? He said, I just don't understand the pick. And he was coming from a Dallas point. He was like, I'm a Dallas fan. I don't understand this. This was a dumb pick. Y'all put somebody back there when we got different needs to address. I said they was too adamant about we need somebody back there with Parsons. Since Bobby Wagner, they wanted somebody back there with him to make this big impact. They should have left it alone. Okay, get your dude back on point. Vanders had a good season because y'all had him on point. He had something to prove. Y'all got him comfortable, and everybody pumping his head up, and his name got big, and he was like, oh, I'll slack. We've seen that plenty of times. You get that one good season, and your name gets good, and you think, okay, now I can just sit back.
I thought Dallas would have taken the Iowa Center where they're at. I was surprised they wouldn't tackle.
Yeah.
But then again, like we talked about earlier, what do we know?
Hey,
we're just reading the mock drafts and
What's up, Coach Ron?
What up, dude?
What's up?
What's going on?
Not much. Got done work. Yeah, man. We were just talking about the picks. So I don't know if you've been watching or not, but
Yeah, I've been listening.
Yeah, I got you. So what's your takes on them?
Which ones?
Probably the first 3, actually. The first 3. The first born round.
What do you rate the draft, Ron?
I moved it up to an A, dude.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so my favorite guys are the ones I text you so far. But what I've noticed is that these guys are freaking athletes, bro. They play multiple positions. So Nick from Fordham, I forget his last name.
Yeah, I don't even want to try and pronounce it.
I think it's hold on.
Like
Nick Zakel.
Zakel, yeah.
Yeah, so he was actually a D lineman, and he got recruited on as an O lineman. So he's fairly new to the position, but he's like on top-notch academic kid, and he's played all across the line. So it just goes back to show, like you guys said, and I think we've talked about, these guys are ahead of the curve. He's going to be good. And then, my first favorite pick is my dude. I always forget his name. Is Spencer Burford. Spencer from Utah. Absolute beast.
I'm right there with you.
Oh yeah,
He's
Oh,
my
yeah, he's a
first.
beast.
So Drake Jackson and Ty, I don't even like count those because they're obviously early round picks. I'm digging into the later rounds and see how these guys transition into the NFL. And then Davis from UCF, he only had about 5 starts, but he was a linebacker. And then he got recruited as a linebacker to UCF, and they asked him to move down to the D line as a freshman. So these guys are like fairly raw, but they're big ass athletes, bro. So, and then if you look at DJ Jones, I know I was kind of bummed to see DJ Jones. Obviously, we couldn't play him. He's DJ Jones 2.0. Like, he's quick off the ball. He's strong. He's got a hard punch. He wins a lot one-on-one. Doesn't have much moves yet, obviously, because he's a linebacker. But if you pair him up with Chris Kosuric, yeah, look for his tackles for loss to be huge, bro. So,
And how long did it take Jones to develop? That was his 3rd year when he could finally
Yeah.
stay healthy. But then, I mean, he was something special out there.
yeah, so like I know like my initial reaction was like, what the fuck are they doing? But when you sit back and you like really think about the strategy, because you can't ever kick. The good thing about the 49ers and Kyle is like they always keep you guessing. Just like when you think you can crack the code, you can't. So if you look at the roster from top to bottom, he absolutely has options to do whatever the hell he wants. So like initially, I think we all thought they're going after needs. I think they went for best player available first 3 rounds, and then they had scouts on guys at positions in need, and they're getting linemen who are interchangeable, who can play tackle, guard, center. So undrafted free agents, absolutely Donovan West and Dante Poe. Look at their tape. Dante Poe's a freaking mauler, bro. Athletic as hell.
We've talked about Poe already.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I've been doing, watching tape, man, and I fucking love it.
So, Ronnie, does your draft grade, are you taking into consideration the undrafted free agents, or are you just taking into consideration the picks? With that
No, the
grade?
picks. So the reason it moved up to an A, considering how far back they had to wait and how good their picks were, that's pretty good. Because like if you don't pick until 61, and then you pick a guy who's probably had a better passing grade than some of the first round top 10 guys, then you basically took a pick from people under the radar. So like when I look back, I'm like, there were reports that they were at Drake London's pro day. It wasn't Drake London they were there to watch. It was Drake Jackson. So just like the way they move in silence is pretty cool to me. But overall, I'm grading them off of their draft picks. I look at Castro from Penn State, and the only thing about him is like he's kind of up there in age, so he's almost peaking at his ceiling. He's not a really good tackler at all. So, but if you look at his coverage skills, he mirrors wide receivers really well without being too handsy and drawing flags. He plays shell coverages really good. He plays zone really good. And he's faster than Sauce Gardner and the other guy from LSU that went, number 3? So he may be like a practice squad, late developmental guy, but I'm just concerned about his tackling, dude. I just think like he can mirror routes and shadow them. Plus, he has really long arms, and he's a burner. So it just shows. I mean, they got the right scouts. To me, it's really credit to Adam Peters and his team. It's always his time to shine in the draft. And this year, like your initial thought was a punch in the fucking gut, but when you really like sit back and put your little scout GM hat on, Yeah, I'm really excited to see what these guys do, man.
Right
Yeah,
on, Ron.
I think training camp and preseason is going to be really, really exciting because there's so much depth, and there's going to be some veterans that are going to lose their jobs, and I think there's going to be some second year players that we drafted last year that are going to be cut. Like looking at cornerback, I'd be pretty worried if I was Lenore
Yeah,
with,
I'd be
with
worried
bringing
if I was
Verrett back.
Sermon too. Sermon
Yeah,
and Lenore are two guys you look at. I don't know what it is about Sermon that they don't like, but when they draft high, it tells me like there's something there. So either Hasty or Sermon are two guys I immediately thought about because that dude Ty, is it Davis? He's fucking good, bro. Like
and he does something different than the other ones do.
yeah,
He's
it's
power back. Yes.
exactly. It's read
All right.
option, put the ball in the
Ryan.
stomach and go. What up, bro?
Real quick.
Listen,
What's up, 49er minded? What's up, guys? Go Niners.
What up, Bashar? What's cracking, baby?
what's
Got you,
going
bud.
on?
Got you.
Now, Ryan, you weren't here. I'm gonna get on you too. I just sat here and talked about Mike and Mav, and now you just said it. Sermon is gonna surprise y'all this year. Watch me. I'm
hope
trying
so.
to tell
I
y'all.
swear that
I
dude's
hope
got
so.
his hairdo. He's got his hairdo. I looked at him.
I said
I see his tape. I'm like, oh my god, it looks like a sermon part 2.
this guy Sermon is putting in the work. He got injured and really didn't get to show much as he had. But like I said, if you watch his Suck Eyes highlights and you just see what he has, the guy is a great cut man. That's one thing I like. He can
You're talking
cut.
about Davis, right? You're talking about Davis?
No, he's talking about
Chris
Sermon.
Are you talking about Sermon himself? Okay. Never mind.
And
My bad.
I'm like, he has, this burst speed. Like, you see people get the ball when they do the handoff, they're trying to figure it out. He has that vision to find the hole and he takes off.
Why is
With
he
a
doing
good
that?
cut.
He's dancing around too much.
Well,
Thank you, Mikey.
No,
Yeah.
Jeez.
if I can just interject, like I've watched a lot of tape on Sermon, like when we drafted him, as we all do. He's a really good counter runner, which is that step.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And he got a good cut.
He's got a good cut. So it's like he steps that way before he gets the ball and then the counter play. But I don't see us running a lot of that. We run a lot of zone scheme. So
True.
my question is, why did we pick him?
Because they wanted exactly what the good we see, but to convert. They wanted him to convert over into the offense that we play. And that's why I think we did draft this LSU guy, because they're like, exactly what you're saying. If you don't show out this year, we definitely will quickly replace you. And it's not hard. I mean, we looked at one season where Breida started off as our starter. Raheem came, boom, replaced. All of a sudden, Raheem started, got injured. Elijah, boom, here we go. They're like, we're going to come with running backs no matter what. That's why I was just explaining to them. We have more troubles in trying to find the passing game. But the running game, they're like, we're going to produce runners no matter what. Kyle has that down pack. I don't know what he does. He's a running back Jedi. And this man just has it. One second.
Yeah.
Every year,
Look, dude, I mean, I'm buying what you're selling, Drew. No doubt. I'm buying it. If I had to bet money, I think Hasty's the odd man out. But if you want to look at it from that perspective, maybe he was just a red shirt to get into the system and get comfortable with it. I don't want to rule him out either, but he was a third rounder, wasn't he? What round did we get him in? Third?
Yeah, we got
Sermon
up to get him in third. Yeah. Third.
Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping Drew's right, but
I hope he is too. Like, I think there's potential there, but
yeah,
I think the problem we have with some of our draft picks is we'll pick a guy that has talent that doesn't necessarily fit our scheme, and we want to change them to fit our scheme, but that's going away from what they actually do and what their talent is. And I think that's what some of these guys like kind of fail.
And
I think that's the case with Sermon for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Aaron
still
Banks
too
as
early
well.
to tell.
Yeah, Banks is another one where we are trying to change him into a different position, but it's like, no, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's a weird mindset.
I mean, because they see the talent in these guys. You got to understand that. They see, like, all right, these guys have it. And you get shocked by the talent that they do have. And they're like, okay, now let's take that and form it with what we got going on. So okay, I'm gonna put a prime example. And I just figured this out. So I've been playing Madden, right? And when you play the game, there's guys you can put with a high overall, and you put them on your team, but it doesn't work right. Like you was like, yo, I got these guys with high overall, but some don't click right. Now, when you look at them, they have these little purple pieces at the bottom of their name, and it's called a scheme fit. They play better, and their overall will change if they scheme fit with your team. So I can put all the good players on my team, but if it's not a scheme fit, it has picked up that this team is not going to work the same. The players won't play right because you're working them out of a whole different scheme fit. So you put that in a real life position of this is not a scheme fit. If I'm a defensive player who works out of a nickel or 3-4 the whole time to go into all we play is 4-3, and we got to, they're like, okay, now I have to work out of this. It's not a scheme fit for me. So I may do a lot of mistakes. And that's where they have this as in Trey Sermon, who, like he said, he's more of a counter. He's going to make a lot of mistakes because he's so used to, well, let me start this run with this. They're like, no, just go through the hole. You know what I'm saying? You're taking time back there. Like Mike said, you're dancing around. You just go. This is where the injuries happen because we designed this play to block like this. And you have this amount of time to get this play going. If you try to think about it and dance, I mean, that goes just even for quarterbacks, wide receivers. You have to have that scheme fit. We're picking players where we're trying to make them or adjust them to a scheme fit. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is why we get players that come and go and then get players who get benched real quick. Like Jermichael Hasty, I think he is an awesome athlete. He just is. I don't think he fits the scheme. He's great. He's explosive runner, especially when you get in the red zone and third downs. But you have to do certain design plays because with the other plays, he doesn't fit. The plays that we can use Elijah for on every play, Jermichael does not fit. So that's all it is. And you can only make your playbook but so big. We can't just, well, now we got another player who doesn't like this one, so we got to make a play for him. Oh, now we got another player who don't like that, so we got to make a play for him. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of hard to adjust to when you got a million plays and these players is like, oh, come on. We're trying to adjust to get these players.
So I kind of actually disagree with Mike. I actually think so. My biggest knock on Kyle has been the fact that he's so caught up in getting players who run his scheme that he passes up on players who are actually playmakers who you can probably coach and get to fit the scheme. And that's where I get frustrated because I think that we get players who do one thing really well, like a gadget, where Kyle sees them as like, okay, Tevin Coleman runs dives really well, so any dive play goes to Coleman. Then we get a guy like Wilson. Let's say we run powers, we run traps. Wilson gets all those carries. When it comes to outside zone plays, when it comes to inside zone plays, when it comes to sweeps, Mostert's in there. I think we're also forgetting the fact that Elijah Mitchell came out of nowhere. So he was a factor. Maybe they drafted Trey Sermon as that change of pace, maybe second guy on the depth chart type of guy. And then Elijah Mitchell just came out and completely took his spot. But that's how that's where my first, I kind of see it differently. I feel like Kyle is too caught up on getting guys who do things well at one certain, let's say, skill set. And he'll pass on a guy like Derwin James, who's just an absolute playmaker. And you can teach him to play that scheme that he wants him to play.
See? And
sometimes that's where I get frustrated.
And I get you on that because another thing with Kyle, what I don't like is, and when I say this, it sucks for me to say this because I'm like, sometimes you got to be your own decision. I think Kyle hates when these names gets a little big. He's not caught up on big names. So when everybody starts saying it, he's like, well, fine. That's a big name. Somebody else is going to get him. Like, he don't have confidence that they're going to either want to come to our team or we can get them to our team. So you go try to go for the next man up, the next talent. Well, what else is there that, I can be sneaky about? Get out of here.
Yeah,
And Mike, be nice, be nice.
You get out of here.
So that's where I'm at with Kyle. That's where I've been at with Kyle. I think Kyle is that type of coach. Like, if you take Andy Reid, for example, he's got his system in play. He's got a system in place, but he absolutely allows the freedom for his players to ad lib and showcase what they bring as players to the table. Kyle, it's like, no, you're going to do everything exactly how I designed it, and that's what you're going to do. And when it comes to draft time, he falls victim to feel like his system is like above everything else, kind of like Belichick. Like, no, my system works, and I'm going to get players who execute my system to perfection versus this other guy who's probably a better player, but tends to take chances on shit I don't want him to take chances on. And therefore we're going to pass him up. That's why I get frustrated with Kyle, because I do feel like we pass up on players who are absolute playmakers who tend to take chances, yeah. But you can also bring them in and say, like, hey, look, this is the way we run shit. Like, coach them to run the system you want to run. And like you said, I think that's where Kyle is kind of like, his stubbornness frustrates the shit out of me.
I'm like, man, I just wanted you to open it up. Stop thinking like, he was like, they're not the star players. I'm the star player. No, man, don't be like that. We got it, because we're going to miss out on a lot. And
yeah,
like, I get that, but you're going to make us miss out on a lot.
Because if you look at the way he runs his running backs, every single one of them is in there for a specific play. Like, every single one of them. Wow, Q.
Take Q out.
Man, and I said nice things about the Eagles today.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Also, Ryan, I was waiting for you. I've been waiting for you because I was like, I got to get to you. Mr. Irrelevant. I seen you was pretty excited about that. Now, I said, he going to know more than I know. I don't know too much about this guy. Enlighten me. Let me know who we get.
You're getting a gritty, courage. You're getting someone who's confident. You're getting somebody who is everything you want in a quarterback.
So is he a number two?
No.
Not yet, no.
Here we
He's
go.
not.
Here we go.
No, he's
I'm
not.
waiting for Mike to say something.
I was just waiting for that. I was like, is he
waiting for
going to
that.
number two?
Not yet, no. He's a practice squad quarterback. But let me tell you, he takes too many chances. But especially during big games, like he's trying to win the game with home runs every time. But I think he absolutely has the skill set in his brain to change that. But like I said, he's played at Perry High School here in Queen Creek. I like the kid. Maybe I'm biased. I'm rooting for him. But is he a 2 right now? Absolutely not.
All right. I was just wondering because I'm like, it was you I seen with the excitement, but then I seen the other couple people who was like, oh man, we got a stud in this one. I'm like, I never watched dude.
Bro, yeah. Throw on his tape.
I'm like, I didn't.
Yeah, he's not scared of the moment, and that's what you absolutely want in a quarterback. Like, he's going to go toe-to-toe. And that's what you want.
Last night. I saw highlights last night. Dang,
I got to watch highlights now. I've been trying to watch highlights of the players.
And he put up some monster numbers at Iowa State. He put up some monster numbers.
Yeah, dude.
There's talent there.
Yeah, there's fucking talent there. Let me tell you, dude. Like, he's not scared to go toe-to-toe with the best of them. And that's what you want. He doesn't give a shit if he's going toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers and he's a rookie. He's going to play. He's not scared. He's going to play.
Well,
and that's what you want.
I mean, that's cool. So that means if he got that confidence, all he needs is a skill behind it, and we can have a solid too.
I was watching highlights that kid last night, and know what caught my eye? The zip. He has a zip like Jimmy G does.
Yeah, no, he has a quick release, that's for sure. I think he had the quickest release out of all the quarterbacks.
I caught that too. I caught it.
Yeah, best case scenario, dude, is that like we all get obviously.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Best
it's not
case
my
scenario
guys.
is we
Where
can
does he
trade them
live?
for some draft picks or something. You know,
Q,
maybe
you're
a
lucky
second
I
rounder.
don't let Mikey loose on you. You're lucky. You're
What
lucky.
are you saying down the line?
Down the line, yeah.
I think he's a lot like Nick Mullins when Nick Mullins came in.
Hey, Nick Mullins was a solid backup.
Yeah,
He became a
Nick Mullins
solid
came
backup.
in,
I was upset that we lost him like that. I was like,
he
yo.
he
He's more
started
like a
on the
Kirk
practice
Cousins.
squad.
You say he's a what?
Like a Kirk Cousins.
Hey Q, you know where your money is? It's gonna be in my bank account at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to still figure out. Like I said, I've been watching video by video, and then I was looking at the undrafted free agents. So I'm just trying to, watch and figure out who's these players we got, get to know them a little bit more. But at the same time, I'm watching the players we got. Like I put up today. I hope and I think, but I hope more that Talanoa becomes a bigger part. I watched that they said he's still doing workouts again this year with Troy. And again, he went up to do a workout with Troy again for this year. He did this coming in from his rookie year. So I'm like, okay, he's going back with this guy, and you keep going back to the same person to do these workouts with. He has the speed, he has hit power. The only weakness is what people keep saying is like he kind of loses his man in the field. He gets one side focused. If he's going for a blitz, he's going for his blitz, and it can counter, and they say he doesn't pick up well. Now, with that, if he works on it this year, it can be a big surprise, a big talent, but he has to get that in together because we really didn't. I'm not gonna say we didn't pick up on the safety, but we, I guess, feel like we're comfortable at the position, and he's the number 2 at the moment. He has to pick that up. Like I can say you had a big play last year, but it wasn't your play. You just got the fumble return and made a touchdown.
Yeah, Hufanga, I like him. He's got a lot to develop in regards to his coverage skills. He's another interesting player that may not necessarily fit that cover 3 scheme that they run because he's an in the box, extra linebacker that's just
that's what I'm saying.
That's the way he plays safety.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
And honestly, I could see him more so in a like big nickel package or even a outside linebacker in nickel formations. That's where I see his fit. I don't know if they're ever going to do anything with that, but just his play style. That seems to be his fit for me. He's like a Jeremy Chin. That's how Chin plays for Carolina.
Yeah, the thing about Hufanga is that he's like he's physically limited in coverage. He's not fast at all. So he's really good in the box, especially close to the line of scrimmage and getting at the quarterback. So
that's what they're saying. His key thing was that we even seen in the draft. It was like he has good blitz skills. He has a good, once he gets there, he can get to the quarterback. He can find his tackle. And when you watch even his highlights are highlights because that's what they are, and I get that. But when he gets to his man, it's like, okay, you put a nice little hit, you get to your man. But that's also, like I said, it's college level stuff. And you get to the NFL and you're like, those are college level highlights. And another player coming from USC, like I said, I feel like USC is a college level development. And then they're like, you're on your own. Now figure it out, guys. And they're expecting you to just have that raw talent. But at the same time, you get a college highlight compared to now you're covering dudes or going against people, including even tight ends. That's like a Kittle. Kittle's a big old wide receiver, running wide receiver speed. And you like, in tight ends in college, they was just tight ends. There was big guys more for blocking and wasn't too. This guy out here outrunning you. And you're like, man, how is he doing this as a tight? These dudes are big. Linebackers even switch positions. Your linebackers can outrun cornerbacks these days. I mean, it's happening. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a whole different breed when you get to the NFL. These guys are like hybrid players, and it's ridiculous because the talent is just overwhelming for some people. That I was great in college, but hey, you got to step up. You can't have that. Oh, I was great in college and walk around with your chest poked out. Well, you remember what I did in college? This ain't it. This ain't it. You got to show up.
Yeah. So go ahead, Mikey.
Do you guys see us keeping signing Tart back?
They did.
No, do you see it happening?
I've been
Signing
hoping
who back?
that happens. I that wouldn't hurt my feelings none to see Tart come back.
Oh, yeah.
To me, Tart makes more sense than a lot of this Matthew talk that was around.
Hey man, I was one of them people. I was hurt today. I was hurt today. I seen it coming though. I ain't gonna lie. He kept saying, "I want to go home. I want to go home." I mean, I wasn't shocked. I was like, "We know it." When he came out and the first news broke, he was on, I think, like a vacation with his family when all that free agency was started. And then he came out like, "Oh, I'm gonna start listening to the deal starting on a Monday, and we're gonna see what happens." The first thing he said was, "I'm taking a visit to home." Then you see him with the videos and pictures at LSU, and then I was like, he's going home. I knew it then. I was like, I mean, that's where he wants to be. He's comfortable. That's where he wants to be. Then it was like, oh, no, they passed. They don't know if they're going to do it. I wasn't fooled. I was like, uh-huh. As soon as the draft was over, yep, he's coming home.
He's made his money. You know, maybe this is his last contract. I mean, I know he's only 30, but
Drew, so let me go back to Brock Purdy real quick. Let me read you his stats. So he entered college in 2018.
Okay.
On 220 attempts, he had 2,250 yards, 16 touchdowns. 2019, he had 475 attempts, 3,900 yards. So these are good numbers for college.
Yeah.
2020, he had 2,750 passing yards. And then in 2021, he had 3,188 passing yards. Here's a number that I like. 16 touchdowns, 27 touchdowns, 19 touchdowns, 19 touchdowns. Not once did he go over double-digit interceptions.
Really?
And then, and then if you look at his rushing attempts, 5 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 1 touchdown. So his touchdown to interception ratio is pretty good.
That's not bad at all.
So there's promise there. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Did everyone see the news about Verrett?
Yes, I was happy about that. I mean, if y'all remember, TJ, I know you went there that, when the whole free agency started, I told y'all, I said, I hope we do give him at least another 1 year. And I was sticking to that. I wanted him to at least give 1 more year because when he's on the field, he brings a presence. I said that then, I say that now, and I'm going to keep to that. And as soon as he did, somebody put a video up today of the interception when we played against the Rams. I said, because he brings it brings a slight fear to different quarterbacks throwing his way when he's on the field. He has a good eye. The thing is, he just stays hurt. Since he's been on the Chargers, it's been that way. He stays hurt. And I'm like, and another reason I like this pick is because we wanted him in the beginning. When he got drafted, we were so upset. And I remember they talked about it because it was like 49ers are picking him. 49ers are picking him. Chargers jumped up and boom, they took him. It can feel like, oh man, it just messed us up. That was a main pick for us that year. And we finally still came to the point that we were still watching him this much to come back and get him. It was a reason. And that's why I think they really gave him this 1 year deal. It was like, yo, we bought you here for a reason.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that.
I think he
fell asleep.
Yeah, I think he's asleep.
Yeah.
He really rounds out that cornerback group for us. If he's healthy.
Yeah.
He takes us to that next level if he's healthy. Like I feel good with Thomas, Mosley, and Ward. I'll feel really good with Ward, Verrett, and Mosley.
I think Verrett brings good leadership too, man.
Mm-hmm.
He does. He really does, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm wondering if they move him inside too, or it's because he's freaking athletic. He's an athlete. I mean, like he's really freaking athletic. So
I think
I'm
Mosley
good
would be
about
the
it.
one to get kicked inside. I think.
Yeah, because he normally played inside in college. So
But I mean, there might be some lost speed with all these knee injuries that maybe he transitions into a nickel role. Now on the later part of his career. So
yeah, I think either him or Mosley can play either outside or inside, and then Sam Womack is a burner too, that rookie. So I'm interested to see how he does and how he competes.
what's
I agree
interesting
with,
about him is he played. Sorry, Ron. Sorry to
no, you're good.
interrupt, but I mean the majority of Womack's playtime was outside.
Yeah,
It's really interesting that the plan is to transition him into that nickel role.
yeah, him and Castro spent the entire time outside, so it's going to be cool to see how it plays out. But I think we're fine. What, just a week ago we were all concerned at the cornerback, about the cornerback position, and now we're like seem to be in pretty good shape. So funny how shit changes in a week, man. Trade Fred Q. You know what? Q talks all this smack, and then when we invite him on, he has the jitters.
Yeah. Fucking all talk. Get him out of
can't-
here.
That's all.
He
That's
couldn't
all
even
it is.
utter a word.
Yeah. He talks about free Debo. What? Like he's going to go to the Eagles? You guys already paid a wide receiver. You're not paying 2 wide receivers $25 million each.
I asked him one question, and he couldn't even answer it.
Yeah. Fucking troll.
Free Debo. Free Debo from what?
Thinks he's going to go to the Eagles.
Free AJ Brown.
Yeah. AJ Brown's going to hate being on the Eagles, that's for sure.
Yeah. Philly
You want
fans are
to come back on
worst.
Q and start rambling on about your non-points?
He don't say shit. He's like a mime. Eagle fans, man.
Come on up, Q. Come on.
He's gonna go real quiet when he's got to pay me my money.
He's a keyboard warrior. He's camera shy. So I don't know. I mean, TJ, I think you make a good point about Hufanga, though. If you put him in cover 3, I think we're screwed, bro.
Yeah.
But,
no, he needs to play around the line.
Yeah, if I'm a defensive coordinator, like I'm putting him up against on the line, just even to confuse the quarterback. How many are coming? How many are not? And then I think he can cover those flats well. He can cover those backs coming out of the backfield, those curl routes. But he's definitely a hybrid. I just don't see him getting any better in coverage. I think he ran like a 4.7, which that's what I ran in high school, and I was a tight end.
Yeah. And what's tough is who do you take off the field to get Hufanga those snaps? Because do you take out your nickel and put him in a big nickel? Do you take out Greenlaw or Shair? I don't think you make that move. So it's kind of tough to have a role for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll rotate him, but I mean, just to keep getting him that feel on the field. If anything, you want to rotate him and see what he does during preseason. I test him then because, I mean, honestly, that's still going to let you know he got a full season last year, and he didn't have no injury. So now you get another season, and you know what he's kind of about. Test him during preseason, see how he works, and if you can rotate him during preseason and it's successful, keep rotating him. If not, I'll let it go. I'll let it go.
Try again, Q. I don't smoke. You do.
I'm like, man.
Yeah, because you can't get too predictable either when you got Hufanga in there. They know you're coming. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna see what he does. Mike, I'm gonna send you my Zelle.
Okay, I cannot wait. Where does he live? I'm gonna fly out and collect my money.
He said, "Where's he live? He here with me."
All right.
In ATL?
I'm gonna as soon as we win the Super Bowl, I'm flying out the next day to collect my money.
Q, who's your favorite player on the Eagles?
I don't know.
Right, Jalen
All of
Rager.
them.
All of them.
He said Jalen
Say, who's his favorite player all time? Who's his favorite player all time on the Eagles? That's what I want to know.
No, we invited him on, and he didn't say nothing.
He said he coming back. He said he coming back for revenge.
I'm shaking in my boots.
Oh, he said Fletcher Cox.
Q, when you came on last time, what happened? Let's start there.
He's too old. He's got extra money that he's gonna get friggin' beat up again. That sucks.
Who was your favorite pick, TJ?
Mike Vick.
I think Burford. If I had to choose a favorite, I really like the Burford pick, and I like the Gray pick a lot. Those were probably my two favorite picks. Just because I think Gray brings a dynamic that we don't have on that offensive side of the ball, and it's just going to take one or two home run balls, and it's really going to open everything up. But man, Burford's just he's a man out there. He's a beast. The way he throws people around.
Yeah.
See, I gotta watch his highlight too. I didn't I'm telling you, it's just a couple people I missing still. Like some of them I knew, so it's easy to find highlights, and you're like, all right, quick highlight. Yeah, I've been seeing them before. Okay, and then the other ones, I'm like, let me just take a quick peek, look at some of these guys.
And I think this was the kind of draft where, as a fan, you had to do a little bit of homework, and I think everyone feels a little differently after doing that homework, because, like I was saying earlier, every pick we made, it was kind of like, it
was like, man, I was sitting there like this. 49ers are up. Okay, the selection is in. They pick. I was like, what? And then I look it up like, all right, all right, okay.
Yeah, those free
Why?
agent signings are next level though. Like I know we talked about that a little, but Poe, I'm excited for that kid right there.
I hate to put Vic's for all-time favorite. You're telling me Michael Vick's been your all-time favorite, all-time history of Eagles? Are you telling me that? Are you serious? Michael Vick's your all-time favorite of Eagles out of all the history of Eagles. Tell me something different. Because Michael Vick ain't that huge in all the other freaking players. I ain't tell you.
He said he ain't that.
Hey, so I actually seen Jason Pohl do a couple of podcasts before and after he got drafted, and maybe we can reach out, see if he'll jump on with us, because he was doing one. He did one yesterday, I think.
Oh, man. That'd be dope.
He's been all over it, bro. So that's another thing I took away is, like, I know everybody's excited, but, like, these guys they're, like, jumping right in and doing podcasts and stuff like that. So he just looks upgoing. He looks like a really cool, just down-to-earth guy, man. Him and Davis from UCF.
Have you seen any of O'Neill's interviews and some of the stuff he said during the draft process?
No.
Yeah, look into some of that stuff. He'll win you over. He's a good kid, good head on his shoulders. Yeah,
good character, guys, huh?
Yeah. He's really something special.
He's,
I think
the Texas A&M guy, right?
Yeah.
He's
gonna push for playing time this year.
Oh, I saw his combine interview. That was a pretty good interview.
Like I was telling the guys, just that undrafted free agents alone, I think three of them make the squad this year.
Who do you got?
On undrafted? Because I think West 100%. That's a lock. I think O'Neill, and I think Poe.
Yeah,
I think Poe might be a practice squad player if he can clear waivers, just because he's raw. But like what I was saying about Poe is this guy is such an athlete. I don't think you're going to see him initially. I don't think you're going to see him playing on the line. You're going to see him out of the backfield as a fullback. You're going to see him playing out, out in a tight end spot, coming in certain packages.
Yeah,
He
was
really
catching
is a weapon.
passes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's going to be like the Baltimore fullback Ricard. That was the defensive end that they
I love that guy,
transitioned.
bro. I
Yep.
love that guy. He plays football the old school way. Like,
That's what I think Poe is. He's an athlete, man. He's a tool.
and he's expected to come in and compete at center, right? But he played guard, and he's a fucking mauler. He's a mauler. Like, he pancakes dudes. He's in there just getting dirty. I think I seen his tape against Alabama, and he did not shy away whatsoever.
So you think you're the Arizona State man? You think West can push for that starting role as an undrafted free agent if Mac's not coming back?
Yeah.
If it's between West and Brunskill?
Yeah, I think he's just going to have to put on some weight. I think his weight got to him. It really hurt him. But he's well coached. He's disciplined. And he's really smart. So I know it's hard to come in to play center as a rookie. But, yeah, I definitely can see it. Mike Vick had a big impact in Atlanta, especially in the community.
Yeah. Makes you a fan. Yep. So you gotta be a fan more than on the field, I guess. I see.
I'm gonna put my 2 cents in that.
Yeah.
I cannot stand Michael Vick at all. I'm sorry. He was one of the least players I liked at all. I'm sorry. It's the way I felt about Michael Vick. I didn't like him at all. So that's my 2 cents.
I'll take Randall Cunningham over Vic, but that probably says more about how old I am.
Thank you.
I don't know, man. I'm a really big Vic fan.
You say
You're a Vic
what?
fan, Ron?
I'm a Vic fan, dude. I mean, he fucked up. We all know that.
Yeah.
He fucked up.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I like Vic too. I ain't gonna lie, like I didn't use him on every Madden game that he was on. Like I didn't trade him on every Madden game to use Mike Vick. That was man, you get out there, we play on the field where we play flag football now. We was out there trying to scramble. He had people to Mike Vick, let me watch it. Man, none of us fast Mike Vick.
He was a different quarterback coming off of the suspension and playing with Philly than he was with Atlanta.
I think it changed him. And then especially when everybody kept trying to get him to change the type of quarterback he was, it was weird. But I mean, I feel like I wish he would have played more years. That Pittsburgh move messed him up.
Regardless of what you have to say about Vic, though, I mean, the best lefty to still play the game played in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Where's the number 8?
Yeah.
My boy.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, you are. I think Q's dead on this one. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I mean, if you still hate the guy and don't like him, hey, I don't blame you.
Yeah. A guy's got to do, if a guy does their time, I mean, isn't that part of it?
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
I mean, my personal opinion is how long does a guy have to pay for, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll admit that during the thick of that, I held a grudge on Vic for a little while after he came back, and then time passed and it's like, all right, he's doing all the right things. He just wants to play ball and
exactly. See, this is my thing on it. When I heard the story, and then you heard the different stories, the only thing I was really upset about was they're like, oh, okay, he knew everything happened at his house in his yard, but it was his brother. Now everybody knows Marcus. Marcus was a big fuck up on a lot. When he's at the school, he fucked up, got in trouble on campus, fucked up in life. When he had a chance to go in the NFL, he fucked that up. And then he had this situation. And everybody's like, but Vic, you knew. Everybody, they were so upset about him, and you let it happen. And they said he was recording the video. Okay. He took the blame. He took the fall. He did his time. Oh, man, it's so sad. All right, I'm out. I did what I was supposed to. I'm just trying to get back to the field and be a football player. Sometimes if you're a fan, you have to love the person for the fan that they are. And then like you said, He comes back out. You help your community. He comes out. He does his thing. Fine. You're giving back. Everybody messes up and you turn a new leaf. I mean, I watched this guy I met at my job a couple of days ago. He played, I guess he played football for Alabama. He said he got in trouble and went to do a robbery. And he robbed a guy because they were trying to get his friend out of jail and they needed the bail money. Did a robbery, got caught, did his time, came out. Now he owns a Burn Fitness Center that's real big here in Atlanta. And he's like, I got 3 of them. And I just go around talking to people, telling them that don't let one thing define your whole life. Don't let this one. And I'm like, you know, people mess up. But now if you looked at him, I could never tell you, like when he told me the story, I was like, you ain't do that, man. You don't even look like it. But that's what happens. And that's what he did. He came back out. He tried to, you know, like he said, do stuff for the community. Try to, you know, some people like, oh, you're just trying to wipe away the wrong you did. Maybe he is. So what? We all mess up doing stupid stuff. Make dumb decisions.
And you don't want your legacy to be your worst moment.
No.
Yeah.
On another note, can I tell you my upset about the draft since we were still on that?
What's that?
Man, D'Angelo Malone went to Atlanta. Man, what is going on here?
We all lost our guys in that
We
draft.
gonna get him. No. Christian Watson goes to Green Bay. No. Then Kingsley goes to Green Bay. I'm like, what the hell, Green Bay? Get out of our pocket.
Brisker to the Bears.
I almost quit watching when Juergens got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
He said I
Yeah,
was
just
quit watching.
F this.
Ron's punter left. I was like, no, look at Ron's punter.
Bro, yeah,
saying,
I was
yeah.
pretty mad. I was pretty mad, and then I just had to chill out. But part of it was because I was drinking. But
Oh,
just because they didn't take your guys, that doesn't mean it wasn't a good draft. You know what I mean?
man, I was so upset. Like, no, we lost him to Atlanta. Boo, Q. Boo, you. Get off. Time to get off. Go to bed. Take you a drink and go to bed. Hey, now, speaking of that, though, did y'all see that Baltimore still got Ujabo? And I was told y'all to look at that. I think they seen he went in the 2nd round with that injury. I'm telling you, that man about to beast. When he get healthy, it's about to be something else. And I think they seen that.
Oh,
I
Baltimore
think
had a
like for
great
him
draft.
to still go in the 2nd round with the injury that he has, that says a lot.
I
You got
actually
high
think
hopes.
I think Baltimore won the draft. That's who I have winning the draft.
I agree, and I think they drafted Baltimore players.
Yes.
I mean, you look at Hamilton. We were saying that while we were watching the draft that, oh, this guy's made for Baltimore. If he slips to Baltimore, and then you look at the center from Iowa,
mm-hmm.
another Baltimore player, and then Ojabi, yeah,
Right.
they knocked it out of the park.
I would not be surprised if we're talking about
Lay down.
3 Pro Bowlers in the next 4 years, man. We're all going to look back and be like, yeah, I mean, we saw that coming.
And I mean, you compare their draft to New York. I mean, which franchise do we have more faith in that, you know, first off is going to hit on these picks, and then secondly is going to develop them correctly?
Yeah, because when you look at like day one starters from transitioning out of college to the NFL, Baltimore got those guys. Like,
yeah.
Hey, guess what? Baltimore still ain't gonna beat us. They can't beat us. They ain't gonna beat us.
Yo, do we play them this year? No.
No, we got the AFC West this year.
Yeah, the West we do. We do.
Yep.
But
That's going to be tough, man. Play some good quarterbacks this year.
Hey, y'all got to force feed Ty Davis Price, and his speed is iffy.
Why do we keep putting his comments up?
Because he keeps commenting.
So we don't have to put it up. They're not even worth like mentioning.
Yep.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm just waiting for the season to start. Like now that the draft is over, Every time. But I feel this way every year. Every time the draft is over, I'm like, it's done. Let's go. Season starts right now. They wait too long after the draft for the season start. I
I
don't like
will
that.
say, though, with the depth we've got right now, this would have been a fun season for us to get Hard Knocks. Seeing these guys all compete.
Hey, so now that the draft is over, Ryan, when we starting this fantasy?
Whenever I get a chance to get in front of my computer.
Oh, you want to start it this soon?
You
Nah.
can't
Hold
even
on. Let me
I
go
said
through training camp. Let me go through training camp. I
We
gotta
gotta
see
get
who I can get.
preseason.
you
Yo,
can't even
we,
do fantasy yet.
we got to go through at least week 3 of the preseason.
He said at least week 3 of the preseason.
They beat y'all in the queue.
How old is that? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
My money is worth it, Mikey boy.
I have to say, if I still have to go another 7 months of hearing his BS, I don't know if it is worth it.
Mikey was fucking kill me for putting him up, man. Them up. I'm sorry, Mikey.
We should have a debate. Bring Q back on and Mikey.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just gonna be the whole episode. Q versus Mike.
Yep.
Round 2.
We'll give them 3 minutes each question to answer.
Exactly.
I already know what all his answers are going to be. Oh, we should have got this guy. We should have got this guy. We were supposed to get this guy. We're supposed to get this guy.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike said, ask him who he should have got out of this draft. I fell out like, nah. Man.
You know what he's going to be saying 2 years from now? We should have got Debo in that draft. We should have traded for Debo. Guaranteed. That's what he's going to be saying. You guys only won because you got Debo. We should have got Debo. Well, you didn't. We did. Shut the fuck up.
That should be his Twitter handle, who we should have drafted. You didn't get to meet Q, huh?
So another thing I gotta
I watched some of it, but
oh, you gotta watch the whole thing. It's hilarious.
The Eagles, they're living off hopes and dreams, not reality.
well,
Hey,
you
I
guys
was laughing today because Mav was like, "Yeah, the Dolphins fan will come on." I said, "No, don't do this to yourself, sir. Don't do this to yourself."
well, you guys had sold it pretty well because I know you guys were talking about converting him over, and so I was like, "Cool, yeah, let's see what this Eagles fan has to say." And then I just watched him sit there silently in that square.
Yeah. He said nothing. I'm happy with our draft.
They got my boy Juergens.
That's what I said. They got that sneaky draft. They did. They got the sneaky.
That's
Oh
fine.
yeah, go look at the highlights.
They still got Jalen Hurts as a quarterback.
Did you guys talk about Smokey Brown going to the Cardinals?
No.
The Cardinals got an F, right? That's what their grade was?
Yeah, they got an F.
Wait, so what happened with Hopkins? Does anybody know?
Yeah, so he got busted for, I think it was like 3 or 4 different steroids. And and the best part is also a low-grade beaver tranquilizer.
No fucking way.
Don't know what he's using beaver trank for, but okay.
Is that legit?
Yeah.
I thought they were just stealing the joke from Dodgeball.
Oh,
is that what
Remember
it was?
with when they lost to the Girl Scouts and damn it, Bernice.
Hey, my thing is this. Like, I see you wasn't here, Ron. I said, yo, you've been in the league for this many years. You finally got caught? And I'm trying to tell everybody, it was Kyler. Kyler went in there like, he keeps bullying me. And told on him. Kyler said, hey, coach, he's been a little angry. I have to say, his veins is popping out. He's a little hostile. Check his bag.
Kyler the Rescue Ranger.
That's his only boy, though. Without him, he ain't gonna do shit.
So Kyler's out Christian Kirk and D-Hop.
Yeah. But they picked up. Remember, they picked up the other Brown, and I don't know who the other wide receiver is.
And they play together at Oklahoma, right? We're smoking.
Did they?
Yeah, I think he's from Oklahoma.
I'm not sure, but either way, with Hopkins out 6 games, no Christian Kirk. All you got is what? No Edmonds. They pretty much fucked themselves over. Kyler gonna be playing running back, quarterback.
Oh no, they did it.
So they in trouble. No, what was funny to me was I seen a post today and I couldn't stop laughing. This man Desmond Ridder said, "I'm not leaving Atlanta until we become a Super Bowl champ, and I'm still gonna be here." I said, "Boy, you're gonna die, Atlanta Falcon, huh?" I said, "Boy, I feel bad for that. He gonna die in Atlanta Falcon." He said, "I'm not getting out until I win a Super Bowl." I feel bad for you.
Yo, that's crazy how the quarterbacks fell so far back, huh?
Man, I was shocked by that. All this so hype when it came up. Willis, and Ridder, and all of a sudden one quarterback went in the first round. Pickett was the only one to go. I'm like, are y'all serious? Y'all hyped this whole thing up. Malik Willis being a high draft pick, all of this. Everybody's impressed with all these quarterbacks. Pickett was the only one in there like, yeah. He's celebrating.
And Pickett was the one with the smallest hands, right?
Yep.
But I'm shocked Tennessee picked Willis. I said, uh-oh, Tannehill, be worried. Uh-oh.
Yep.
He's going to go scrub his social media.
Tennessee in trouble too, though. They about to run the hell out of Henry. They gave up their wide receiver. And they're like, oh, but they picked up another wide receiver. A rookie? Y'all about to depend on the rookie? Y'all about to run the hell out of Derrick Henry.
Q, don't go there, Q. Stop while you're ahead.
Didn't we do a side bet of who's going to have better stats?
Yep.
Lance or Jalen?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
It's getting wicked.
He can't even spell sucks.
I told him I'm just waiting for the season to start. When he talked, I said, look, man, he don't understand. You are like the millionth person to keep saying this about Trey Lance. He going to have something to prove to everybody. And you got to think, if you keep hearing that and you don't get the chance to really show yourself all year last year, and then when you did, you still pulled out a win, and everybody's like, oh, he pulled out a win. It was against Houston. Okay, he got a running touchdown in the Green Bay. It was only one run. I'm like, it's always only something. It's only Houston. It was only one run. It's only – listen, all right, so let him play a full season. It's only a season. That's 1 year. What's he going to do the next year? Like, y'all always going to have something to say about this man. So when you keep proving it wrong and he hit that Super Bowl, it's only one Super Bowl. I want to hear that. That's all I want to hear. It's only one, a fluke season. Okay. Y'all doubt the man because of the school he came from. Everybody keeps saying, oh, he came from the same school as – listen, he came from the same school as Carson Wentz. He came from the same – it don't mean that's the same player. They came from the same school don't mean it's the same player. It's a better talented player, a dude who's mobile, better arm. He's not the same person, not the same quarterback. We don't care. Nobody say. You ain't going to change my opinion. You ain't going to prove me wrong. Just watch the season and keep that same energy. Every game that pass and he do good, win or loss, which, I mean, his stats are still going to be up there. I'm going to come back, keep that same energy because he's still going to end up with a better winning season than half the teams that's saying anything about him. Still going to be in the conference championships to the Super Bowl. And before any of these other quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks, last year quarterbacks, especially Jalen Hurts, he's definitely going to be to a Super Bowl than Jalen Hurts. So I ain't trying to hear that. And if Colt watching too, he going to be there before Lamar Jackson.
Yep, I'm going to change that QC to QT because I'm going to be up in his ass 24 hours a day. Hey, let me ask you guys. So with Drake Jackson getting drafted, who's the odd man out? Because there's we got 13 guys on the D line now. with Davis and Jackson. Do you think we get rid of Ebukam?
I don't think so.
Who do you think? Like, who do you think's the odd? Like, what do you think happens? I guess let's start there.
I think whoever has the most flexibility is gonna stick around. So when you look at those defensive ends, like I think Hyder should have a good shot because he could kick inside and play defensive tackle in some of those sub situations. I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. I was looking at the roster. You know, you got to worry about a guy like Hurst, I think. Maybe even Willis. Because I think Tamiko stays. It's interesting. It's a good problem to have because they really can't keep everyone. But, you know, they'll probably fudge the numbers through the preseason and get some guys on PUP and injured reserve and
stash him, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden he has a season-ending injury that no one knew about. He'll be back in 6 weeks.
Yeah, he played all preseason, but now he's going on the IR.
Yeah. Oh, we need to clean his knee out for 6 weeks. He'll be back.
Yeah,
you can do that. I mean, you can get in trouble for doing that, but so yeah, I don't know. Like, because if Jackson comes off and he's really good, so he plays on Nick Bosa's side, so he can help alleviate some snaps from Bosa, and then you have Ebukam, and then Toure, right? They just signed Toure, and then Hyder. So that's 3. Willis, Hurts, and then they signed that tackle from the Eagles.
Ridgeway.
Eric Armstead. Bosa. Who are we missing? So they only carry 10.
Let's see. Barrett.
Who?
Oh, Barrett, but he's not really going to be in the loop. But you're forgetting already Davis.
Yeah, Davis, the rookie.
But I was hearing that he was probably going to be a PUP IR candidate. I'd heard that already.
So
Givens, that's a guy we forgot.
So you have Givens too.
Oh,
on the inside.
Omenihu.
I like him.
I like him a lot too.
He's good.
Oh man, good problem to have.
Yeah, but who do you give away? Like, who do you prefer to cut beside? You said, do we have Hurts? You said, what's his name, right?
Yeah, Hurst.
Hurst.
Yeah, I think
he's gone.
Yeah, I think Willis is probably gone. Just if it becomes a numbers game. Because I think Omenihu can do everything that Willis can do from a pass rush perspective, but also special teams.
So I don't think the rookies play at all. I think Drake Jackson plays his way into it. I'm going to just count out Ridgeway. Well, no, and then Kinlaw.
Yeah.
So starters are Eric Armstead and Kinlaw. And then you need your DJ Jones type of rushers like Davis and Ridgeway on the inside.
Yeah.
And then on the outside, you have Hyder, Ebukam, Toure, Drake Jackson, Bosa, Willis, Givens. Bro,
Yeah.
that's
tough.
crazy.
You probably only bring in 4 linebackers. So you can maybe keep an extra lineman. So Shair, Burks, Greenlaw, and Warner. See if you could sneak Flanagan Fowles in on the practice squad.
They just re-signed him too, so they're gonna have. He's an expensive practice squad player.
Yeah.
So damn.
You know, you could probably muster a pick or two out of some of these defensive linemen. You would think.
Yeah.
I mean, 5th, 6th rounders maybe, if they have a good preseason.
And then at linebacker, you have Greenlaw, Shire, Warner, Flanagan Foles. At safety, you have Moore, Hufanga, Odom. That's it, right? And Jimmy Ward.
Mm-hmm.
At corner, you have Ward, Lenore, Thomas, Nalvaret, Castro, Sam Womack, Mosley. Damn, that's some tough decisions.
A lot of good players going to lose their jobs.
That looks really good, huh? If you
That's what I'm
look on
saying.
paper.
We've got such a stacked depth chart right now. It's going to be an interesting offseason.
That practice
A
squad.
lot of
shut down
battles
the
though. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see because the roster got to cut down to 53. So
And then they could only have 46 active during the season. So, yeah.
We are going to have, you know, what's going to be scary is we're going to have a stacked practice squad.
That's what I'm saying. The practice squad might shut down the starting offense.
Dude, our practice squad is going to be better than the Eagles starting squad.
Yeah, Brock Purdy. Right. Hey, our practice squad is going to be better than the Eagles.
That's what I'm saying.
Enter
Did you
Brock
hear that,
Purdy.
Q?
Wow.
hey,
And
I mean, it's going to be an interesting battle between a lot of positions.
mm-hmm.
And the one I'm more curious to see is, like I said, this backfield for the defense, wide receivers, and I got to say the linemen. Because, man, the replacements for what's his name? That just left. I can't remember the name.
Tomlinson?
Yeah, there you go. I like how this is going to go. My thing is, so is Max staying or retiring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they ain't even gave you no update of if it's even close. Like if it's leaning towards, it's like it was a thought, and then they just left it like that. Like, hey, what's going on? Like, let us know something.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know that you get – if those two dudes have good camps like West and Poe, I don't know that they clear waivers because it just seems like everybody's looking for the 49ers to cut players. I know
Yeah.
that's really jumping ahead, but, dude, I think Mac – I am hoping he comes back, but I don't know. They picked 2 centers up. So, like, let's look back at the offseason so far, dude. Like, the biggest hole was special teams. They immediately went out and addressed it, right? And then we all had concerns about major holes in the secondary and the O-line. They go out, and it appears like they've addressed it. What do you guys see? If any, do you see any holes still? Besides punter?
If you don't leave Wisnowski alone.
No. You know what? I'm dropping their grade down to a C because they didn't get no goddamn punter.
So I like what they did. They brought in a lot of athletes, a lot of talent. But I still think there's a lot of question marks in the interior of that offensive line. I still think that's probably the biggest concern. And I think right below that would probably be that other safety position, just because it's a question mark. I'm not sure if it's a weakness. It's just a question mark. We don't know what we have in Odom. We don't know what we have in Moore. It sounds like Moore's the leader in the clubhouse, kind of going into the off season, going into the training camps and whatnot. But yeah, there's a big question mark, I think, on that interior line, because we're looking at potentially 3 new starters at all 3 of those positions. Brunskill probably holds on to his job, but how good do we feel about Brunskill? He really struggled that second half of the season. So
Yeah. What about you, Drew?
My bad. What was that?
What, like, do you think we have any holes on the roster?
I mean, I'm more, like I said, excited to see the competition, but I think we kind of like try to fill up most of the holes. So now it's just seeing who's going to actually be the players and who's going to have the talent. Like I said, I think we have plenty of talent to fill the holes. It's just bringing it out of some people. As an example of what you told me today about Devin Bush. Man came with all the talent, but I think it kind of stopped. I don't know if it was like intimidated. Pittsburgh did that for a reason, because they seen it. He had it. This was like a dominating dude in the whole, college football at that time. Him and Devin White literally ruled college football with the linebackers that year that they came out. Devin White was first, and he was coming second with tackles and sacks. And all of a sudden, you get to the NFL, and it's like, yo, they had T.J. Watt and you, and they thought they had a combination. It just didn't follow through. I mean, I get you got an injury, but you can't come back timid and play scared of your injury or scared to re-injure yourself because, I'd rather be in the games, but I'm not going to play as hard either because I don't want to re-injure myself. Can't do that. So it's the next man up, whoever ready to put their talent out. I think we got it.
Yeah, I think I'm there too. I think safety still. I think they have high hopes with Moore and Odom, but O-line as well. I don't know. It's crazy, man. Like I learned something this offseason again. Like, you never know what the hell Shanahan's gonna do, bro. He's just always 2 steps ahead of the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, they little slick stuff, like you said, that little quiet moving, like going to USC, like, here, we're going to watch Drake London, grab Drake Johnson. Like, come on, man. Y'all do this every year, though. Like, y'all get this silent. We're not saying nothing. And that's cool. I get it. Don't let nobody know your next move. But at a point, you kind of still want to put your fans in on a little something. That's why they be going crazy. And when you got the biggest fan base and you got them going psycho, and you sitting back like, wait till I pull this move out. Like, man, you're annoying. You're annoying.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Ryan,
they're definitely building this team from the back end of the roster too. I mean, there's going to be hella competition this year in training camp in preseason. That final 53 is going to be a team that really busted their ass because there's competition everywhere, legit competition.
You guys think Ty Davis? Where do you got him at as far as running back on the depth chart? Behind Elijah Mitchell, or
from what I seen. All right, so our running backs right now is we got Ty Davis, Elijah, Hasty, Trey Sermon, and we still signed Jeff Wilson, right?
Yeah.
One of them's getting cut, or at least moved to practice squad. Maybe 2 of them. So what I see is at least a top 3 is going to be Ty Davis, Sermon, and Elijah. And that's going to be at least the top 3. Now, in what order? I can't. I know Elijah number 1. They ain't about to replace that. I think Elijah's going to come out better this year than last year just because that was just him getting to know the field of the NFL. Now he knows it, and you've seen how his production went up by the end of the season. Oh, man, I think we about to have a monster on our hands with this running back.
He's got
That's not even being the biased decision. I think he about to have a monster like just break out this year.
You don't have health concerns with him?
I mean, it's shoot for the last couple of years. Let's be honest, there's been health concerns with our whole team.
Well, there is.
So,
But he was getting banged up.
look how much they was using him. This is what I was saying, where we come from. We have a running game, but you have to find a pass identity, so we're not using it. We started using our wide receiver as a running back. That's how much we was running. We have to get a pass identity so we can switch up, because without it, I mean, we're going to keep playing like that. TJ, is that Jimmy Garoppolo? No.
I mean, you guys like it.
Don't hate Jimmy. He did for us.
We don't hate Jimmy. I would just love him if he was on a different team.
He will. He's still gonna be a Panther.
I gotta update the picture
during the draft because I was like, dang it, Pittsburgh went and got Pickett, and then Carolina went and got them a quarterback, and I was like, hey man, I hope this doesn't disturb the trade offer still.
It's not. They still are desperate to have a winning season. Coral's not going to be ready this year at all, if ever. Seriously, he's got some talent, but his off the field issues are going to be a hindrance to him as a quarterback in this league. Watch, and then
hold up, TJ.
What up?
Let's talk about this real quick. Sorry, Mikey. So, are you a Jimmy guy?
Uh-oh.
No.
Hey, Ron came out on. I was like, Ron stepped to him like this. Like, wait a minute, man. You like Jimmy?
Everyone, let him state his.
It's
opinion.
okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna ask.
It's okay.
No.
He's a Jimmy fan.
Honestly, I picked the picture just for shits and giggles when we went on. I think I hopped on Saturday for a little bit, and I thought, what's going to get a rise from the fellas? And so I thought I couldn't have video, so I thought, I'll just put in a picture of Jimmy G just to get a rise from everybody.
Yeah, you got me real quick. I seen the picture like, what Nick? What is that?
No, I meant to update it. I was going to put Six Pac from NWO since he was the sixth member of NWO, and I'm the sixth member of the 24.
I like that. I like
that a lot.
I like that, TJ, man. I like that, brother. I do like that a lot, man. I do. I really do, man. And thank you for thinking about us, man. It's all good, dude. I saw that Jimmy G thing. I was like, not Jimmy, come on. So
no, my wife was definitely.
Yeah. So my before you go on, just what you thought about that, the sixth. It reminds me. Hopefully, we'll get the sixth ring.
There you
go. That's why I hope it happens. That's why I hope it happens. You know. So go ahead, man. Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
No, my wife was definitely questioning my loyalties because I was a big Jimmy guy when we first acquired him, and then after we drafted Lance, my loyalties changed, and my wife was just like, "Why are you always talking about this Trey Lance guy? Weren't you always talking about Jimmy?"
Does she watch the games with you or no?
Not really.
No,
not really. No.
My wife can't watch with me.
Yeah, they pretty much leave me alone because there's a lot of heightened emotions that go on, a lot of swearing and whatnot. So
I get very emotional.
How are you and her fight?
And she's fine when we go to the games live, but when
you know him like you licking him,
she stays away. She can't deal. I remember during the Week 18 game, she went to my niece's play. And I couldn't go to the play. I was coming back from a bachelor party, so I got home just in time to watch the game. So she's with my buddy, and it was the intermission of the play. And he told her, "You might not want to go home because this is when we were like losing by 17 points." He's like, "Not a good situation." Then the play ends, and he tells her, "You're good now. You're good. They caught up. They're going in overtime. You'll be fine."
Yeah, I hate it, and I hate to say it, man. I really do, but oh man, a bad Sunday it could ruin my day. It could ruin my week, man.
Same.
I hate it.
When we lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs, we were hosting the Super Bowl party, and as soon as the game ended, I just said, time for everyone to leave. Went straight to bed and went to bed at like 6:45 at night.
Oh man, so I hosted a Super Bowl party when we played Baltimore in the Super Bowl, and that first half went so bad, and we were hosting, and I was miserable. I just was sitting on the couch with my arms crossed. Everybody left at halftime because I was such a miserable host, and then they made it exciting towards the end, but so I had nobody over when we were in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs because
we were one play away from winning that Super Bowl.
Yep.
Actually, we were one play away also in Kansas City.
I still haven't watched either one of those. I can't.
No, but I have like a photographic memory of some of the Crabtree play and the missed throw by Garoppolo.
Man, listen, that Crabtree play was a pass interference, and I was so pissed about that. That man literally was on his back, and he would have had it. He threw it in front of him where a couple more steps, we would have had our 6. Nah, they wasn't going to call it. I tell everybody who talks about the Super Bowl, they're like, well, y'all turn off the light. I'm going to tell you how we was messed up from the beginning. I've been saying it, and I've always said it, and y'all can go back and check the history, and I haven't been wrong. Jerome Bettis calls retirement, he wins the Super Bowl. Ray Lewis calls retirement, he wins the Super Bowl. All of a sudden, guess what? Aaron Donald called retirement, or he might retire. He wins the Super Bowl. This is not a new thing. This is not a new thing. They want to send these players out that they've made so-called legends out in a legendary sense. And it's weird how that player gets to the Super Bowl, says, I want to retire, and their team wins. When they did that, I was like, this one's for Ray. This was in the second quarter.
It's time for
I was already saying it. I was watching my wife. I'm like, yo, here you go. She was like, why you think that? I said, oh, he called retirement. She started laughing. End of the game, she looked at me. She was like, you call? I was like, cuz. And that passing is a clear pass interference, and they just let it go. I know exactly what that was. They was trying that whole game. Yeah, call it what you want. We was not. Yeah, we cut off the lights because we wasn't having that shit. Cut the lights off.
They needed so bad for the LA market to win a Super Bowl this year. The NFL needed it.
They always need that. That's a big thing to them. That's a big story. Let one of these so-called greats that we're gonna end up putting in the Hall of Fame leave out on a Super Bowl win, and they can call retirement when they get their Super Bowl speech. Tom Brady played him, so did Aaron Donald. Tom Brady said, I'm gonna retire, and that Tampa Bay win was supposed to be it. You trying to tell me, listen, I know a player's good, but you're not just gonna switch over a whole brand new team and you get one couple extra players and you go straight to the Super Bowl the first year you switch over. I don't care what nobody say. Oh, he's just a great player. Man, FOH. That was a full setup. And you had the Chiefs just playing like crap. Oh, their defense was just really good, and Patrick Mahomes kept getting blitzed. And the fastest man that's in the NFL was on lock. Really? Really? After they, I just don't be fooled by stuff like that. I feel some things is fixed and some things is a natural play. That's why even with this year, when it was the Rams against the Bengals, I think that was a mess up. Bengals was never supposed to be there.
You are such a conspiracy theorist right now.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Bengals was never supposed to be there.
Who was supposed to be there? Who was supposed to be there?
Who did they play? Who did they beat to get there?
The KC.
Exactly. 2 years in a row, who's been there? KC. Went there against the 49ers, went back against the Bucks. They were supposed to go again. And when they messed up on live TV and ruined it.
Oh, my God.
Listen, you got to let them go. You got to let them go. Everybody knew Cincinnati wasn't about to win no Super Bowl. I don't want to know a person who said Cincinnati is going into LA, playing LA to win the Super Bowl.
This is as bad as Ron's curse theories.
Yeah, you like that theory.
They got me worked up, that's for sure.
I'm telling you, sometimes you just got to watch the little signs. I mean, we're talking about the same league that suspended Jalen Ramsey when he was on the Jags because he told the story about them coming in at halftime to lose the game to the Patriots. And all of a sudden, he gets suspended. I mean, it's not possible. It's not possible.
And why are we even watching if this is all pre-fixed and
Because I don't think it's all fixed like that. I don't believe like I said everything is fixed, but I believe some things it's a money move for them. They can't. Can you imagine if we let this fully play out of an actual regular season, and you get a team like the Dallas Cowboys or Eagles who come in with a record almost with more losses than wins, actually somehow does good in the Super Bowl and does good in the playoffs and goes to the Super Bowl with that type of record, and then they go against another team like say the Bengals come up again and you got Cowboys versus Bengals. Everybody's gonna be like, how much views are you gonna get from that?
Okay, well, if that's the case, aren't the Cowboys deep in the playoffs every year? They're one of the biggest markets in the league.
Because you still got to play good during the season. They depend on you to be yourself during the season.
They make a lot of money for the league.
I think it's just the playoffs. I don't think it's the regular season.
You think the regular season is legit?
Yeah.
We get to the playoffs, it's all fake.
They're like, okay, now let's see what we can do. When it gets I don't think it's all fake. It's just there's a lot of money that NFL puts in this. And when I never believed it at first, but when I heard the Jalen Ramsey news, and then I seen it was actually confirmed, and I was like, okay, that's a little messed up. So how many times had they done this to us before? And then you count all the Patriots cheats, the deflate gate, like, oh, y'all out here flattening balls, and y'all letting this pass? Nobody knew that the ball was flat. You trying to tell me the refs who always grab the ball and check it before they throw it on the field, nobody knew this, but they let them go and they win a Super Bowl? A dude reading plays all the way across the field. Like, come on, man. It's a lot of iffy stuff that NFL, including with these rules. A 6-game suspension, different penalties, but then a dude who gambles gets suspended all year. It's a lot of questionable stuff with NFL as it's switched.
Oh, I agree.
It's not the same NFL that we all grew up on watching.
Drew, let's get real. Who shot JFK?
Michael Jackson. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, Drew, did we land on the moon?
Yeah, we was the first. What are you talking about? Me, listen. Matter of fact, it was me, my buddy John Hopkins. We were smoking weed up there, right? And we all went to the moon.
I land on the moon. I land on the moon every night.
See,
I've been on the moon a couple times.
Look, Ron was up there. We all started singing karaoke together and eating cheese. You know the moon made out of cheese, right?
Yeah. Hey, Drew, is the Earth round or flat?
It's super flat. You ain't never seen that. If you stand up, sometimes you ever stood up real fast and you lose air. You stand up, you like, oh, that's because you wasn't supposed to be that high. You stood up too high. Flat, man.
I think we just found a spinoff show for Drew.
I can tell you everything. I tell you all the secrets of the world.
Motherfucker, you ever seen the Earth curve?
Hey, every time you go around those streets, that's how I know it's rounded. You ever made a right turn and then make a left turn? It's rounded. We don't make flat turns.
What I want to know is how long is Ryan's drive, bro? He's been driving for fucking hours, bro.
Yeah, he's been on the road since 7 o'clock.
See, that's how I know the Earth is. That's how I know the Earth is flat. Have you seen his
Ryan
ass
out there
turn?
driving to nowhere.
Have you seen him curve at all? Nope.
I'm on the parkway as well.
Oh,
Going straight down.
That's where his studio's at. It's in his car.
Yeah. That's my second studio, yeah.
hey, man.
Yeah, it's about 35, 40-minute drive each way. Both ways.
Dang, that's a drive.
About 30 miles each way, too. That's about maybe 120 miles each day we do.
How
many miles?
About 120 miles each day, up and back twice.
Damn.
Wow, that's a lot of mileage.
Yep. That's why I always put high mileage oil in my car. I have to. If I don't, then it won't run right without it. I know damn well they change the oil pretty soon anyway. I know it's over 4,000 miles every time.
Well, we are 10 days away from the schedule release. That'll be exciting.
Yep. Cool.
I know we play Atlanta in Atlanta. I know that much.
I heard somewhere we had 7 home games in a row. Is that true?
7 home games in a row and 7 away games in a row.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. Did you know that?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that so bad about what Mav said about that. I know I didn't get a chance to before. About 7 home games in a row and 7 away games. There is no possible way that any NFL team would ever do that, because if they did, you know damn well they would be tired as fuck, because all the traveling, all the hours of training, they'd be tired as fuck. They would not have no time to rest because all the friggin' traveling they have to do for, especially for away games. So that's my take on about that. So.
All right, guys, I'm about to cut out. I gotta go put a little one to sleep.
Yeah, I'm out.
No problem, guys.
Have a good
No
night.
problem, guys.
All right, everyone have a good
Later on,
night.
guys. Have a good night, guys. Later on. Okay, people.
Ooh, why am I here? I'm gonna buy one of the Wawa bags.
Yeah, Wawa, just so you know. Get late dinner food. It's almost 12:30 at night for us, Eastern. Sorry about the music. It's so loud. Sorry. Turn it down a little bit. And now where's our show? Okay. Ready to go 24/7. All right. I know it's hectic getting out of work tonight and had to get it going. I had no friggin' signal where I was at work. There was no signal. And plus I had to use friggin' 5G where I'm at. But then I had to move out of my space and go down the street and get better signal from some other place to start up. So, yeah. And like I was saying to the guys, it's about 30, 35, 40 minutes, you know, from each run from my house to my wife's work and bring it back. And it's about 30 miles each run. So 30 miles up, 30 miles back, 30 miles up, 30 miles back. So that's 60 to 60, it's 120 miles. So I do 120 miles 5 times a week because she's only off 2 days. So basically that was our show. I'm going to chill that out. I know everybody went to bed. So I appreciate the fellas for coming in here, of course. And of course, I'm talking about Ron, Coach Ron, Mikey, Drew, and of course, TJ. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming here and talking your stuff. You guys do. And, of course, shout out to Mav for not coming on. It's all right. He might have been tired. He might have went to bed early, so it's all good. So I want to thank everybody for coming in and joining the show. Ready to go 24/7. All right. And, of course, you can catch Mav on the convo with Mav and Cato. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday nights. All right. And of course, you can catch Coach Ron on hashtag That Niner Life at 10 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Pacific Thursdays. All right. And of course, I'm going to give a shout out to 49er Faithful UK, where Paul Hope goes to a lot. And he said it's a great group, and I'm sure they are. You know, I haven't been on there yet, but, you know, I want to just give them a shout out for them, all right? And, of course, to give a shout out to, of course, Nick Cork, all right? 14:30, Shank Club NFL, 14:30 p.m. UK time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and 6:30 a.m. Pacific on Saturday mornings, all right, on Saturdays. So, give you a shout out, guys. So, basically, I'm going to cut it out like I always do. All right. Let me see here. You do it right. Keep the faith. Never lose hope, guys. We're out here. Later.